something we all deal with is fatigue. Someone say fatigue. Amen. It's a little bit easier to say sometimes than it is to spell, but fatigue. Now I want you to think about yourself, and maybe if you're fatigued right now, or maybe you're not. But one thing I know and one thing we can realize is that we all deal with it. We all get tired. We all get exhausted. We all get worn out. We all deal with fatigue. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your last name is. It doesn't matter what your first name is. It doesn't matter how long you've been living for God. It doesn't matter how old you are, how long you've been working. And truthfully, it doesn't matter how young you are, too. There might be some more stamina in the youth, potentially, sometimes not so much. You know, you've got the old man strength from some people. But it doesn't matter. We all deal with fatigue. Is that right? We cannot escape from the looming effects of fatigue. It doesn't matter how much sleep we try to get. Sometimes getting too much sleep actually makes you more tired. It doesn't matter how efficient you try to do things and your workflow and how much effort you can put in or how much work you can do by minimizing the amount of effort, you're going to get fatigued. No matter how many people you have helping you, there's going to be fatigue. And so I looked up the definition of fatigue, and it's a feeling of weariness, tiredness, or a lack of energy that can interfere with daily activities. It's not really equated to sleepiness, but it's the strenuous element after either you've done something or you've experienced something or you've done too much of something that you become fatigued. And so some major aspects of fatigue include physical exertion, like strenuous exercise or prolonged physical activity, or sometimes prolonging the act of physical activity, where you don't do something for so long, and you can't do it because you're so fatigued because you haven't done it and can barely get into it. The lack of sleep, insufficient and poor quality of sleep can determine fatigue. Stress, like mental or emotional stress and things that you're dealing with, and the overload of emotions sometimes can cause fatigue. Lifestyle factors like poor diet, lack of exercise, excessive caffeine can cause fatigue. It's ironic. We think that I just need more caffeine, more coffee, more energy drinks, but it has the inverse effect. And I can say after spending the 40 days of the fast without caffeine, after the first week or so, I had the withdrawals, I felt the headaches, I felt like I needed it or whatever, but after the first week, it basically didn't feel like I needed caffeine. And I realized that because I was relying on it, there was a placebo going on in my mind that if I didn't have caffeine, I would feel fatigued. It's crazy to look at what